Hello, and welcome back to Oolykee Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Mod Monday. Today we have Hyperloop's game-changing elements and railroad construction office. Or rail construction, or actually, where you build locomotives. Anyway, in last 7 days there was around 30 mods released. If you go and check out the Steam workshop, you're gonna find something for yourself. This is just something that caught my eye, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna be happy with it. This is the new loyalty mode. This is called Early Loyalty Mode by Rob074. This mode adds two ways of loyalty management in the early game: newspapers and cinemas. Newspapers, any secret police without vehicles counts as a newspaper. Interesting. The recommended building is added as a dependency. Newspaper slowly increases loyalty to, up to 45%. Modifiable in the settings. TXT file, yada yada yada. They cover the whole map. You know what? There's a huge... Actually, you know what? No. Maybe I should finish reading this. They cover the whole map, but the amount of workers needed to function properly scales with your population. By default, one editor can serve 300 citizens. People with at least basic education who are staying at home can read newspapers, which increase loyalty and culture. Newspapers have much weaker effect on citizens when radio or TV broadcasts are available. Cinemas. Building satisfying cultural needs in general affect the loyalty of the visitors. By default, it drifts towards the average loyalty of the workers in the cinema, but not more than 50%. If you have built a secret police newspaper, do not count. The target of overriding the average level of loyalty of your secret police officers as long as you have enough of them to oversee workers in the cinema. By default, the secret police officers can oversee 5 cinema workers. The mod uses objective to show how many newspaper editors and secret police agents you need for 100% efficiency. Because of a bug in the current version of the game, shocker, it's not possible to update them without clearing all objectives. If you use the useful offices mod, it will result in alternating objectives. If you do not like this effect, you can disable objectives and settings txt file. This bug is fixed in the next game update. As soon as you get it released, I will update the both of these mods. In order to activate this mod, click on the scripts button on the left hand side on the screen, and then on the script. You can also turn off the script off there. This requires further testing and balancing. Of course, this is a new aspect of the game. Warnings: if you reload your game without quitting the game, or at least returning to the main menu, the script will be duplicated. If this happens, simply run the turn off script until you see only running one instance. GitHub repository, yada yada yada. Right, so we covered this in the last episode. We have the script section here, and these are the newspapers, early loyalty mode, on and off, so you can choose whichever you want. I think everything is pretty much explanatory there. We're gonna cover the newspaper mod, newspapers as a next segment. If you have more questions regarding this, please follow the link in the description of the video. Now, thinking about it, I should have probably covered this as a single mod. We have a newspaper here, which requires for you to have early loyalty mode and newspapers. Well, skins not really, but pet peeve of mine to have them. Newspaper for the script mod based on a real building in Lublin, Poland, works as a secret police office without any vehicle stations, employs 40 editors. Without activating the script, it will have no special function and simply act as a worker sync, which is also not bad. Worker sync, that means that if you have excess workers that need to be employed, you can do it over here. Of course, it has classic Rob's skins. Oh, whoa, did Windows change the shape here? No, it's just a color. It would be interesting. It was. I'm not sure if it would be for the best or not, but yeah, classic Rob's mod. Again, I should have covered both mods at the single one, but hey ho, we have two different mods from Rob's this mod Monday. Link in the description of the video. Where do you come up with this, Mr. Novo and Hyperloop? The Hyperloop is the newest and best version in the urban transit. No trains required, able to link 2 points together efficiently at low cost. Located under platform stations. Added roadway pass through under parking, added 800 meter and 1 kilometer distance stations. Okay, so we have several, as you can see here, this is for cars. Hyperloop for cars is the one, are the ones that have the road access to it, and also you have these, if you need these access stations, or if you know need a crossing over these, because even though you can't see anything here, you cannot build a road over them, but if you have a little mod here, you can do it. Now you can see here that there is this Hyperloop system. You can see how long it is. These are where the stations are. Unfortunately for Mr. Robs, or unfortunately, you need to place them on a flat ground in order for it to function. Alternatively, you can face the lower part on the lower ground. Sorry, one side on the lower ground, and then they would be underground. If you place them on the hilly terrain like I did over here, and the entry station or the first station up in the hills, you're gonna have the second one hovering in the ground like this. But this is a genius way, even though I personally don't believe in Hyperloop. I don't know, it's there, no, it's not. It doesn't function and probably never will. But Hyperloop in the game, we definitely have one. Now, let me check these stations one more second. So if you go to the platform stations, let's go on the railroads and train platform small. Unfortunately, they're not here. Let's see if we can find them in the bus ones. Anyway, if you have any problems finding them, I have them here at the end of the as the last stations in my mods, because I installed them last. But here they are. They cost 110,000, 143, 177, 185. The 1 kilometer one, 1,200 meter one is 185,000 rubles. And of course you have the road crossing, which is only 300 rubles. That would be the little thing over here. Ingenious. It's a genius idea. Really genius idea. Anyway, you can't really compare this to anything in vanilla game, but you saw the prices, so take it as you wish. For more details, I have a link in the description of the video. Yeah, chat, and the T06B NA-70s tower pack, it comes as 11 story, 13 story, 12, 12, 110, 130, 120, 96, 89%, 87, 86, 87, so 86 to 89% quality. Okay, so first of all, my personal favorite type of buildings is a small footprint building like this. If it needs to be bigger, let it go up. I don't like the long buildings. I like these buildings. These buildings are my favorite. This is something that I'm going to be using constantly from now on, just because they're smaller footprint. You can build in between, and in reality, all the apartments on all sides will have some kind of access to light and scenery and this stuff. I think the tower buildings like this are the best for people in real life, and also because of the small footprint in the game, it allows you to build stuff around, to squeeze them in small places if you need to, but also I like to put a lot of greenery around it. But these kind of tower buildings are absolutely my favorite buildings. They come in four different kind of varieties, even though they are different buildings. You can see how they look here. Absolutely gorgeous details. You can see the colors also are really nice. What about the price tag? I hear you ask. 15, 18. Straight away I can tell you they are quite realistic and comparable to vanilla ones. So the biggest one is 120. No, 130 is bigger one. 130 is a bigger one, and it's which one are you again? It's not that one. Is it this one? No. No, it would be the last one here. No, height-wise they don't gonna fit together. Anyway, we have this one. This is the 121. This is the most expensive. It's most expensive because it's zigzaggy like this. This is really cool. Actually, this will increase the price of the apartment, because if they just move the apartment building, if they move it to perfect square, it wouldn't cost this much, because you wouldn't have so many external walls. This is really cool. I actually quite like this, but I'm still. Which is this building? I think that would be you. This is the biggest one over here. 15,000 rubles, 130 people. Let's try to compare this one to vanilla. So if you go to vanilla, 130 people, we will have 11,000 rubles. This one is 15. 1,000 rubles, 129, 12,000 rubles, this is 15, so absolutely not a cheaty building. Even the biggest ones here, 137, they don't come close to that, so not a cheaty mode. Perfect, one of my new favorite buildings in the world. Link in the description of the video. We have Mr. Mario's back and small aggregate loader, aggregate storage 840 tons, which works as a train aggregate loader, smaller and a bit slower, cheaper than vanilla one. So smaller and a bit slower. Okay, slower, probably I'm gonna assume 50% slower. I think Toporus did similar things with Ruda Šlaunska, but I'm gonna assume that. I don't know how much slower it actually is, but let's assume that it's 50%. So it can be used as an early start. It has one railway connection and the conveyor linked for fast loading on trains, although also trucks can be used for loading or unloading trains. Really, unloading trains as well. Okay, that's a different one. With 2 parking slots, thanks to the smaller elevator in the original building. Can be also used as unloader, but at a much slower rates. Really? Okay, that's an interesting one. So this is a loader-unloader. That's something that I'm gonna give it a go. Added LOD, visualization, gravels, yada yada yada. Little story, roleplay based on on aggregate loader built in an iron mining company Coto Vivaldi in the northwestern Spain in the second half of the 20th century. Today it is abandoned, made in Blender, textures from the picture, yada yada yada. Okay, so this is absolutely beautiful. Mario's made a lot of beautiful mods. If you don't know, you can go and check his work. Link to that would be probably in the link of the description of this video, or at least this link would be, and then you can find the rest of the mods. Anyway, this is a really beautiful building. I really like it. The only thing that is kinda, oh my bad, dodgy is the capacity of 800 tons, and also I will have to see how fast it actually loads to know how good it is. And also, you're working as an unloader, that would be a little bit tricky. But look, if you can use anything, like some unloaders you can use, like literally they're like shoveling in the gravel into the trucks, like for example in vanilla mud ones, when they're loading there, it's so slow. Why wouldn't they be able shoveling something out like on these kind of stations? So I think it's quite realistic to do something like this, depending on the speed with which they are doing that. 800 ton capacity, it is kinda a lot. Let's see, size wise, at least with the vanilla would be smaller one, similar capacity. Yeah, sure. I think I can totally see that this could be similar capacity, because you can see here you have these little shafts down there, and plus the whole concrete structure over here would be full of whatever needs to be loaded. So I think it would be kind of on the borderline size wise. Would I, give it a thumbs up or not? But anyway, 54,000 ruble price tag. It's not bad. This is definitely decently expensive if you if you take into consideration that some of the railroad unloading ones, we're just gonna real quickly check them out. So we have railroad loading ones. They're absolutely ginormous, and they are just a little bit more expensive. So price wise, I think it's quite fair. Capacity maybe a little bit dodgy, but I definitely wouldn't exclude this mod based on that, and it's really beautiful mod. Anyway, more details, link in the description of the video. Look at this pretty little thing. HQ building Raduga by Oolykee. This mod, the mod contains one high-rise headquarters building with several functions to choose from: Communist Party headquarters, secret police, or electronics factory. Really? Electronics factory? Oh, okay. It assumes the orientation towards scientific and design development of the field of communication, information protection, including the military-industrial complex. Productivity is low and requires wider range of raw materials. Interesting. This is if you want to make it a little bit more complicated for yourself. The application of such building in the game rests only on the player's imagination. KGB headquarters has 32 places of official cars. Alright, that would be the little parking lot that we have over here. That I cannot click on. Here we go. They're a little bit ugly here, but I think you need to place them inside the building. They would look much nicer. We're gonna give it a go here as well. So if we try to go to the parking lots for these bad boys, that would be here we go, and then would I put them here? Okay, let's see if we have instructions here. It's built without collisions, with possibility of building to the mutual center point, heating required. It is built on 4 stages: excavation, installation of panels, installation of tower panels, and finishing. Screen scenario for details. Location: Leningrad, yada yada yada. You have here years built, 85 to 91. Spetstroy. You have a lot of the architecture, design features, purpose for building, development, all of this stuff you have in the link in the description of the video. I will not go through that because it would take a long time, but as you can see here, probably would we be doing this? I actually don't think you would, but there's no access to cars over here, so probably you would have to do it this way. There's no instructions on how you do this, but you can see here how far the parking lots go. So if I go something like this, you see here where the parking lots are. I think it would be a little bit to the right, but unfortunately we don't have clear instructions for this. Some people did put instructions like some kind of a little bit like marker where it needs to be positioned in order to be perfect, but here we go. At least you know that it's possible to make it something like this. Anyway, as let's say we can try to compare it to party headquarters. So if you go to the universities, Communist Party headquarters, you have 275,000, 210,000 definitely is much more expensive, so not a cheating mod at all, but a beautiful, beautiful building. Anyway, details, link, description, video. Staying with the same author, Schottky and XX or 20 train plant of the 20th century. The mod contains one of the medium-sized railway equipment factory. It is characterized approximately 70%. Okay, its characteristics are approximately 70% of vanilla plant. There's a small warehouse and a platform for unloading imported raw materials to the inventory. Finished products are placed on the rails. On the other side, yada yada, whole background. Oh, right, historical background. This building was built approximately 1922 to 1926 for the Valencian company Constrcciones de Vis, founded by Telares de Vis in 1879, 1947 as a result of merger of yada yada. There's a history. I'm not gonna go into history of this, so we are interested in the mod if you want to learn more about this, but bear in mind that Schottky makes absolutely magnificent mods. Look at that brickwork on this building. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I love it. Let's see if we can find some negative side to it. Can we complain about something? I don't know. Gates opening up and down. This is the railroad connection here. Wow, this looks really cool. Anyway, no, I can't at the moment. I think everything looks really, really nice. It's something that I'm actually interested in trying out myself in my current series, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, we need to check out the practicality of this. So what is the price? All right, it comes also with a parking lot that is like 9 rubles. You can see it here. I think you can also put it inside the building, so it would be fitting, like there would be parking cars in there, even though I'm not sure if they would fit perfectly in there, because, you know, this is a factory, you know, you don't park cars in there. But anyway, factory cost 250,000 rubles. The vanilla one would be under these ones. 75% of the vanilla one. So how realistic it is? It looks like it's quite realistic, because price-wise would be quite similar for the similar productivity. I would say, yeah. I mean, like, capacities are size-wise is also, like, they're actually quite similar in size, if not the same. Not the same, but, like, they're quite similar in size. So if it has 1/4 less, it's a little bit smaller building. I definitely approve of this. This is an absolutely beautiful building, and I kind of really love it. More details in the description of the video. I give you Republika Tririeky by Ranom. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, Ranom. There's a Czech description. Oh, by the way, Tririeky means 3 rivers. I'm pretty sure it does. It's in most Slavic languages. So there's a description in Czech, which I'm gonna be butchering not, and description in English. The mouth of Bilinska River has long been disputed territory between Soviet Union and its imperialist neighbor Westreich. After the war, the region was occupied by the USSR, and the original population has... Okay, there's a story behind this. I will leave it to you to read about this. I will go and give you the description of the map and my first impressions. First of all, it's quite flat map. It does have big rivers that are quite utilizable. That's a word. Not, I probably not, but still, it is utilizable. Right, we have a couple of waters. Let's go and check out the map. So this is how the map looks like. It has 3 rivers, one of them on the east, one of them to the west. Sorry, one of them on the east, the other one to the west, and the big main river goes through the middle, goes to the NATO border. And there's a lake here. Is there a hydropower plant as well? Oh yeah, there's a hydropower plant over here. Okay, so our Lupno, it's probably pronounced like that. There's a big canyon here. There's a wall surrounding here, this area, and then we have a wall over here. No, wall is not here. Wall is only towards the NATO border. Okay, so let's go one more time and check out the map. So you can see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Soviet border crossings. I'm pretty sure this is not a border crossing. Just to be proven wrong again, of course. So you have one more border crossing, and then NATO would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 NATO border crossings. Okay, now the most important thing, first of all, map is beautiful. My favorite part is these old rivers. I remember these. We have those on the Balkans all over the place. Danube used to make those where the river used to flow and then like it doesn't anymore, so it's some kind of a small lake. Anyway, and then we have, what the hell is this? Ooh, that's an interesting crater. I think that there should be a story behind this. Let's see what's there. Okay, coal-wise, we have some amount in the central part. This is quite interesting because it's not close to Soviet border, so it would be a little bit challenging to export that. We have iron, which is close-ish to the Soviet border, but it doesn't matter. You would be able to only export raw or processed iron, not really utilize it for heating and some such. And then we have oil here. This is interesting. It's on the other side of the river, so if you start harder or something, it could be a little bit more challenging for you to tap these resources to export them to the Soviet border. Ah, no, my bad. There's a border crossing here. So probably oil would be one of the first things you would go for here in the south. And then uranium ore. Uranium ore can be found here in the hills to the west and in the central part of the Republic. And we have a bauxite. No, so nothing is in this little hole over here. That's interesting. Bauxite is close to the NATO border. Anyway, I think the resources are quite limited. So that's gonna create some kind of a challenge, but you're gonna have a lot of room to build stuff if you want. Probably manufacturing industries, import-export business to start out with, and maybe the oil industries here in the south. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna say thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, press the like button. If you didn't, leave a nasty comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, notification bell, ring it, comment section, hit it. And if you want to support the channel, I have a description of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye bye.